All right, so I'm recording now. All right, so I'm recording. I'm tired. All right, it said Matt joined the session. Okay. I don't see him. All right. All right, he said he's working on it. So do everybody see the shared screen?
Yes.
Okay, cool, because I don't know what I'm, what's going on.
Yay.
Hey, Matt.
Got in.
All right, so I am recording. Can you see that I'm recording over on your side?
Yep, sure can.
Okay, great. All right, so we can get started. So, because we only have it's supposed to give 40 minutes, but it's giving 30 for some reason. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so.
Before we get started, is anybody else able to actually type in the document that Angela shared, the Google presentation?
I'm actually trying to find that document right now.
I have it open, but I can't type in it. And I know the last time there was something that popped up that allowed me to, but.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, your name should already be in there.
See if I can type it.
Oh.
Nope, I can click on it, but I can't type in it. Okay.
All right, so let's see. All right, so I resend it to you, Matt. See if you can type in it now.
Can you send it to me too, Angela?
Okay.
Is it the one that says we are normal too?
It's the other one.
That's what
Yeah.
I don't even have that. I don't see that.
If you just go to the share section, it should just allow you to change it from there. You shouldn't have to resend it.
Can you share it with me too, Angela?
Yeah. Let me go back to that. I just got a new email, so that must be you.
Yeah, that's me. Crazy. I have to go get your emails because it's not popping up either.
Nope.
You still not able?
Nope, I can click in there, but that's it.
I don't know what that is. All right, so what is this? I don't know what that is. It's just I don't know. Things are getting real crazy. All right. Let's see, can Simonja get in hers here? Let's see. Okay. All right, so it says can edit, so you should be able to edit.
Let me go back to it. Nope. I'm on this first slide and can't type anything in there.
Still can't edit it either.
I just sent yours, Simonja, to you again, and I put can edit, but all of them should have can edit. So I don't know what's going on with the stuff, but you should be able to. Let me see, Faith here. 'Cause I definitely don't want to be typing. All right, Faith, I'm gonna put you in again. And I'm gonna make sure that this says can edit.
Mine still says view only. I'm gonna request editing access from you, so.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Yeah, do that. I just sent. Anyone with this link, anyone who no. All right, Matt, I'm gonna, let's see, send this to you again. All right. There you go. And then I'm going to send it to Faith. Anyone with this link.
Thank you.
Can you edit?
I'm using my phone. Let me see.
Yeah. Lamondra, I'm going to send it to you again with this changed configuration up here. So it should allow you to do it.
Hey, I can edit.
All right. And let me put,
We can go with that, Matt, if you want to type, because we might be out of time soon.
All right. I'll just listen and I'll type wherever I can.
all right,
Okay.
Lamondra,
We're on Slido.
you should be able.
Okay.
Should be. But there's a quick fix right here. Right here. Yep. There you go. You should be able to. All right.
Yep, I'm good.
There we go.
Praise the Lord. Okay. So first question, where are we? Okay, so the first question is asking us, should she change her approach? Should she, might the principal approach this? How should she approach it in the future? With teaching, we already know what I don't. Somebody's phone.
I can't hear you, Angela.
I'm going to mute mine.
I'll mute.
I'll just mute until I'm ready to talk.
All right, can you hear me now?
I'll do the same.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, we
Okay.
can hear you.
So basically, should she change her approach in the future? What should she do with these teachers based on what they're doing in these two different approaches? What should she do? The principal. One lady, Sylvia is giving too much attention to the special needs children, so they say. I kind of sort of agree but disagree with that because it is inclusion. They do require, some extra attention, but she's giving workbooks to the other children, but she's still giving them oral instructions and stuff. But what do you guys think?
I can start. I said that the next time maybe she should come with a solution instead of just the problem, because that puts down the morale in the school, because we don't want Sylvia to think that she's just not a good teacher because she does that. So I felt like she should have met with the specialist first and figured out some strategies that would help Sylvia instead of just coming to her with a problem.
Okay, great. That's what I said on the second slide. So do you think that she should choose one approach over the other?
I don't, but I think she should give them more professional learning opportunities
Me too. I agree.
on how to do it.
I definitely agree with that. Are we good with this one?
Yeah, I basically said the same thing Faith said. I don't think she needs to choose one over the other, and I do feel like the principal should have shown some support towards Sylvia when she was meeting with the parent association, because I didn't feel like she necessarily supported her teacher.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with that.
And the parents are not the experts. They know, and I think even with that, coming together in a meeting, the parents should be included so they'll know what happens in that type of classroom.
Mhm.
I added one additional piece regarding data. I think data was missing from the conversation as well, because there isn't one approach, and that's something we're currently dealing with, who should be in the inclusion setting and who was benefiting from the pullout, because we're in the process at my school of doing both. And the inclusion works for some students and the pullout works for others.
Okay.
So I think a data piece regarding the success of the students would help.
Okay.
That's
Sounds
a good point.
To provide data to justify inclusion / pullout. All right. We're good with that one.
Y'all change whatever y'all see fit as I'm typing.
I'm happy. The struggle was real. What is the path that Eugenia should take? And we just basically said that, and we can kind of restate it, but we said that Eugenia should meet with the specialist as well as with Ortiz, her technical coordinator, to establish effective instructional strategies for both groups of students as well as training for the teachers. We can add to that.
I had a question about the instructional or the technical coordinator. So from what you guys read, is he serving like in an administrative position, or is he just another teacher that she consults?
Administrative position.
I have no idea on that.
Yeah,
I didn't understand his position either.
Yeah, I think he's more of an administrator because it's mentioned, his accolades and being a college professor. So I don't think he's a teacher. I think he is someone that she goes to for instruction in areas like that. Technical coordinator. No, I don't think he's a teacher. But we don't have our technical coordinator is the computer guy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
That's my thought on it as well, because I guess my response would be based on if I really knew what his position was, because if he's just, I don't want to say just, but if he's a computer person, then I feel like the principal needs to handle this completely on her own and not send him to do any of the work.
Yeah, but reading, kind of like, it'll be an assumption really. I think that he is someone to go to for things like that. But like you said, they should have been a little bit more clear on that. If we assume that that's what he is, then he should be included in the meetings and making those decisions. But like Faith said, the way she went up on Sylvia was kind of like not cool. So I think they should have had a meeting first instead of her doing it that way, because she went to him first. And I don't think a principal will go to I don't even think they'll write that in the paper that a principal will go to a computer technician and talk about that. That makes no sense to me. So he has to be something different from that. That would have been just a crazy thing to put in a paper like this. If he was just fixing computers, why would she go to him? She should have went to the janitor. So assuming that it serves an administrative role, should meet with the specialist, yeah. Do we need to say anything else?
No, it covers it, I think.
All right.
At least from me.
Yeah, I'm happy. Is one point of view more correct than the other, and why? So the way Sylvia is doing it in reference to the other teachers, is one way better than the other way?
I agree with what Keisha was saying as far as the data. So I think they need to look at, whose data is progressing and whose isn't, as far as approach-wise. But also that ties into the professional learning opportunities again, because there's no one-size-fit-all in teaching.
Right. As I was reading it, it kind of like, because I do have inclusion in my classes. The second approach, it kind of bothered me because of how the teachers had stated that they shouldn't have anything to do with it. For them to have inclusion, I'm sure that they came up with a strategy or reason why those students are in the classroom. They had the probably IEP meetings and everything to establish this. So it's like the other group is like, we shouldn't have anything to do with it. Leave that up to the specialists. So it mentioned, I think one of the second grade teachers mentioned that it promotes segregation their way. So I don't think you should separate the students. I mean, like you said, look at the data and also have those meetings. I mean, it should be balanced instruction. And then you should have the EC teachers to come in and help you out. You should, if inclusion, if I'm not mistaken, because my EC teacher come in and she has to do with what goes on in that classroom. So it shouldn't be that teacher by herself anyway. It should be somebody from the EC department, a teacher, EC teacher in there assisting. But that kind of inclusion is supposed to be, you don't really know. So inclusion is supposed to be, you should be able to walk in the classroom and not identify who's who. So if you have a EC teacher, she shouldn't really be with the EC students alone. She should be like perusing the classroom, working together as a co-teacher.
Yeah, supporting it, right?
Right.
All right. I have a question that, I don't know, this has been bothering me since first line I read this. Why are we studying about Chile and their education system? We don't know what their rules and laws are. Does that have anything to do with how we react to this?
Diversity.
That was actually brought up in the Zoom session with Dr. Todd. Was it Monday? And it was at the very end, someone mentioned that. And I think that was part of what they wanted, to see if we would even realize that we're talking about Chile and we don't know their rules. We don't know what their educational process is like. So I'll include that somewhere in there.
And then, with the CAP, task 1, it talks about diversity. So they want us to understand diversity. They want us to understand that there are differences in different education. So I think they want us to be aware of certain things. They just check. I believe that it's checking out, where our thought process is with all of this. Because during that interview process, I mean, that it's not a cookie cut interview, I'm sure. So suppose they ask us something about diversity. Suppose they ask us something, in relation to outside of what the norm, what we are used to. I know me and Matt was talking, and my school is totally different from his, totally. So if they ask him questions in relation to a school like mine, how would he respond?
Right.
So I guess they're trying to just prepare us for diversity. There it is right there. What kind of collaboration from the children's families might the principal and the teacher propose in order to improve the inclusion education program, encourage an appreciation for diversity, and stimulate learning for all students at the school? So what kind of collaboration from the families might the principal and the teacher, look for in order to improve the inclusion program? Or encourage an appreciation?
One of the things that I said was that parents need to be informed of the educational rights of all students, and not necessarily saying that they need to know which students have accommodations or whatever, but they need to understand that there are certain laws that guide us in what we do.
Right.
I would also suggest that the principal maybe write a letter to the parents regarding the role of the teachers and share the different ways that the school encourages and appreciates diversity. And if I were the teacher in the classroom, I may even invite parents into the classroom so that they can observe what a typical day is like in the classroom.
That sounds good.
And I also, since we're doing our skip now, I was looking at like the stakeholder involvement and having more nights so that families could be included and see actually what's going on in the classroom. So more parent information sessions and just letting them know what's going on inside of the classroom, because they really don't know if they're not informed.
Exactly.
I think the other parents need to hear from the parents of the special needs students. in a setting with just the parents, like you guys are saying. Have the special needs parents come in and say, this is how this has benefited my child, so they can see both sides of the story as well.
And then definitely the specialists, like you said, breaking down the information for the parents. Because Faith, you're right, they don't know. They hardly want to show up at the IEP meetings. They don't know. To have parents visit the classroom, communicate with the parents to make them aware of what goes on in the school.
Anything else anybody want to add? Again, y'all can type.
You did say something, Simonja, about, you said something, our laws, what guide us as teachers, administrators. Yeah. They need to understand what those things are. The going ons in the school, I just want to be a little bit more specific with that. What our guiding principles are in relation to how we communicate this to our parents and also effectively educate our students.
Y'all can keep going. I'm sorry. Keep going.
What, with this particular one?
I think that one's covered.
No, I just meant you can go to the next question. No, I'll keep up with the typing.
Okay. All right. So if we skip, it's not going to mess you up? We go to another slide?
I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Okay. As an expert in the area of learning and evaluation, what might Ismail, the technical coordinator, do to integrate and create some harmony out of the differences in opinions among the teachers? So he can't be a computer guy doing all that.
No, I think he is probably what we call an instructional coach here. Okay. Or a curriculum coordinator. So the terminology is different. If that is the case, he could put together a data presentation, like I had said before,
right?
Because that's what's missing. Data of the success in the inclusion setting, and not just of what we call the EC students. He needs to include the success of the students that they feel have been neglected. Are they meeting their projected growth on whatever, I guess, their summative exams? But we need a data presentation of both the special needs students and the general, I guess, the regular ed students to see if the needs are being met of both groups.
They need to use EVAS.
Right. But whatever their data source might be.
Yeah. Because one of the things that I considered was, okay, so the special needs students are excelling in Sylvia's class, but they didn't mention whether they were excelling in the other class.
Right.
So you're right, Keisha. It could be they're excelling in one class, but they're failing in the other class because they're showing more attention to the regular ed. So something needs to, something needs to happen with that.
That's a good point.
Unfortunately, the parents weren't complaining about the other class. And sometimes that's what we deal with. They don't say anything. That's, especially when it comes to the special needs kids, parents, they're like that. Well, they're expecting them to perform not as high anyway, but they can. They really can. Who is this anonymous penguin?
Simonja.
All right. So the next question is who is this anonymous frog or something? I can't even pronounce. What is that?
I don't know what I am.
Okay, you are.
I'm logged in, so it should be me.
It's some weird animal.
It may be me, but because I don't know, I'm on the phone.
Okay, it is a.
I'm logged in, so it should show my name.
Capybara? You a capybara? Whatever that is.
All right.
I guess I'm not safe today.
What actions What actions might Sylvia take with the families of the children in question in order to learn and share the achievements and experiences they have observed among the children?
I said more school-wide celebrations.
Go ahead, Penguin.
Oh, you're good, Matt. Go ahead and type.
He tried.
We both started at the exact same time. Anything else?
What
We
action?
can clean it up afterwards.
And you know, the celebrations. I mean, I'm kind of like, what
Anything
kind-
specific on that?
Yeah.
I kind of said the same thing as Faith. Highlight the achievements of the students. So going back to what Keisha said, if there's data that can be presented
Right.
to show their success, I would highlight those things.
Exactly. Award
To show-
ceremony, an award ceremony, and it don't have to be that they are straight A students, but they are achieving. I don't care if it's 2 points, they are achieving.
I was gonna say just something to show their growth.
Right.
To, I don't know, highlight their, if I can spell, growth. We good?
Hmm. I'm good.
We have to clean this up because it's kind of all saying the same thing. More school-wide celebrations, particularly highlight the achievement of the children. Use data. We have to throw this into a different format. But that's what we're trying to say, yeah?
Award
Okay.
ceremonies for all students to highlight their growth. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, that's kind of, it mentions what I said.
Because when we're on the Zoom video, the presentation, we talk about this, but we talk about other things too. I mean, we kind of elaborate on what we put. So I don't think we have to put a whole lot of details because we go into, and I think we're the only ones that's going to have to present, right?
Yeah.
So
How does this work? Because I still can't wrap my mind around presenting.
It's literally one or, everybody just kind of reading from the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Or like what Angela just said, when someone reads from the screen, someone else may jump in and add, their opinions to elaborate. But it's very informal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'm trying to wrap my mind around the logic of it. And so never mind.
Yeah. Are we done recording?
Okay, Dr. Lewis.
Well,
Yo, we're done. Good night.
Done recording.
Okay, let's stop.
I just didn't know if we wanted to continue recording while we speak informally.
oh, I don't care.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody hold Dr.
Hold her back. Hold her back.
All right, let's see. All right.